My name is Robert Arnold. I'm a lieutenant with the Midland Fire Department in Midland, Michigan. Our department consists of 42 career members, 14 on duty at any given time. We have one person assigned to fire suppression, fire prevention, which is our fire marshal, and one person assigned to training, which is our assistant chief of training and safety. Our community is 36 square miles and about 42,000 people. Our department is a career department when we do not have any volunteers to augment our services. We respond to in excess of 5,000 calls for service each year, and those can range from medical purposes, rescue purposes, fire calls obviously, and pretty much an all hazards type thing. If there's a truck that rolls over and there's a hazmat on the ground, we're the agency who gets called. The item I want to talk to you today about is a door prop. What the door prop is a simulation for a door. We can use different locks and various types of modern equipment to secure the door, and then we can use different techniques to force our way in. Oftentimes we find new doors that may a new locking system we may have never seen before, and it causes complications when we need to gain access quickly to render a service of rescue or other aid. What the door prop can do is it can teach us what different ways to do minimal damage to the actual door, as doors are becoming more and more expensive in modern homes, and it allows us an ability to practice before we have to go perform the service. Old construction, we used to be able to spread the door jambs a little bit with a spreader, and we could just push the door open. In today's constructions, they don't spread as well. Construction companies use longer screws and bigger mechanisms to hold the system in place, which renders that activity moot. The benefit for funding this program is increases the proficiency of our service provided. It provides us access to the training ability that we can work on, and we can use this to also help our neighboring fire departments learn different ways to do that by allowing them access to the same equipment. For our financial purposes, our budget that we have today is currently 100% accounted for. In recent years, we haven't had any reduction in staff, but our funding has been stripped down to the bare necessities. We generally don't have a surplus at the end of the year, and even if there is, it's usually taken away by the city administration and applied to different departments who might have shortfalls. Our training budget in our department is only $4,000 a year for the 42 people, and that includes any wages that might be needed, any registrations for classes, props or items that we may need to purchase. The item in question today is $5,000. That exceeds the entire budget for the entire year for the entire department. Textbook learning and hands-on learning are not the same. We can read different ways to gain access to buildings, to gain access through doors, but until you physically try them, you can't truly learn how to do them. And if we were able to physically try it, at the same time, we can also physically learn new ways beyond the current standards, and perhaps come up with new standards to make it even better. There's no way for the city department budget to fully fund this program. I know it sounds like a small amount of money, but when there's no money to have, any amount of money is too much. The funds from our neighboring departments don't exist. The neighboring departments around our city are all volunteer, and their budgets are strapped even farther than ours, and they don't have money to support this activity, but they are very excited about being able to use it. This item is a long-term item. It's not short-term and one-time use. We can use this to train hundreds, if not thousands, of firefighters over the years, and we can keep it modern by updating and procuring new locks through donations through different systems and construction companies. They're willing to work with us, but they don't always have the ability to fund us for $5,000. Thank you for consideration.